to make things happen here. And Grell's been very active in getting kills. Imagine if he gets those kills on the Gwen now instead of something like the Vi. It's not about utility. It's not about setting people up. You're gonna carry here. It does also kind of mean, though, we're not going to get that epic Wiser Gigo matchup. They kind of sacrificed Gigo a little bit in the soft side for this.
Yeah, Gigo did take Ignite, to be fair, so he's not completely screwing around, I guess.
No.
Sejuani has some sneaky kill potential, right? You still do
Yeah.
have melee. Wiser taking a trip. Yeah, you do have melee, right, to stack up the permafrost. Karaoke 1-0 on the Amumu. You see the stats there on the bottom of your screen. Everybody has played their champions at least once. The only one for except for B-Void damage in the bot lane. And we touched on that, right? This is very uncharacteristic for B-Void and damage. I again want to express my disappointment that they did not put damage on something like a Nautilus. You're having a really good run. Like, okay, fine, you didn't get a 0 for Dinketo. Put him on Victor. Great. Because of all those bans, somehow Jax got through for Wiser. I bet that's, if we were to look back at the drafts of like, how the heck has Wiser only played Jax one game? Probably because they just banned the hell out of it.
Yeah. Also, he often has to blind it, and he's been favoring the Cassante blind. I mean, Cassante was pretty busted. Now, I do want to go back to the whole Sejuani Jax thing. I mean, I don't mean to say that Sejuani can't handle Jax. In fact, Sejuani is a great pick into Jax for the reasons you mentioned. Melee matchup. You also get to interrupt Jax in his combos when he's fighting you with that knock up as well. You can always disengage. Kind of dash away when that Counter-Strike is being charged here. So lots of reasons why Sedge isn't a bad matchup. The thing is, Sedge is never going to scale as well as that Jax. And eventually somebody's got to match that Jax in the side lane. It's going to have to be Grell or Greftar. One of those two kind of have to get there here. So that's what I kind of mean when I say they sacrifice Gigo here. And Gigo has to save the team, be that utility for the team here. So to a large extent, that tells me that Keystars as well should be looking to play for the mid lane. Their top side, not exactly the lane you care to get ahead. Your bot side, a scaling lane, shouldn't be able to win out against that Lucian Nami here. But if you can get Greftar ahead, that's to me where Keystar's sort of early game bridge towards that mid to late game should be coming from.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if you put the resources in the hands of Grell, he can take over these games. Gwen can still take over games. Like you said, she's not terribly meta. I worry if Grell falls behind that you put too many eggs into the Greftar basket as we get into a pause here. You talked about matching Wiser in the side lanes, matching on this Jax. It's going to have to be Grell. And that, to be, I guess, to loop it back around, is why I am a little bit worried, because as a jungler and as someone who, you're getting all the carry points, it is easy to fall behind. You are balling on a jungler's budget, right? We have not seen a true carry jungle meta in a long time. I worry, honestly, for Keystars.
Yeah, I mean, it's been Maokai Sejuani, it feels like, the most of the split here until only recently. But before, we're touching a lot on the Keystars because their win condition feels a little bit narrow, right?
Yeah.
Like it feels like they have to get that early lead in the mid game and kind of go from there. And part of that's because the scaling for them is questionable. They have Zeri, one of the best late game carries in the game, but you're running up into a Victor Jax here. And we touched on, Wiser being 4-time MVP, being on that Jax, scaling up to be a massive side lane threat. Eventually, Jace is going to struggle to match that. And the Gwen into Jax matchup has traditionally been a Jax favorite matchup as the game scales on here. It's a lot about dodging out that needlework, and then as the fight gets extended, Jax tends to win that duel. And you look over to Pain Gaming, they've got the Victor as well. That is a massive team fight monster. So a lot of it will come down to execution. It feels like a mage versus AD carry matchup where, hey, can Dinketo force out the likes of Steps early in that fight? If you can, you win. If not, Steps just out damages you. And that brings us to Pain's early game, the bot lane. The B-Void damage lane that we said they haven't played before for Lucian Nami here. B-Void and damage have to crush that lane with this Lucian Nami. We've seen Lucian be impactful in the mid game, especially using the culling to kind of poke people out come the mid game here. But against the likes of a Zeri, that's not very safe. That's not very good. And into the likes of a Gwen, who, with that Hallowed Mist can kind of ignore the culling here, that's not a great option for you. So for Pain Gaming, scaling great. We know how they play that way. All eyes for me are in the bot lane. And I want to see Karaoke on that Amumu down there, ganking repeatedly here. Don't wait till level 6. The moment you see that Zeri push out, punish it.
Yeah, no, you got to put a stop to that because, like you said, the mid game power, like you pointed out, that hallowed mist, right? Because you're going to see Gwen, probably going to be the center of these rotations, probably in a reactionary sense to wherever Jax goes, right? You're not going to see him in the side lanes as much in the mid game, like side. When we talk about playing through side lanes, that doesn't really happen in the mid game quite as much or quite as potently. But yeah, you're going to see the responses come in there, and that culling is going to be neutralized. Yeah, I think of if you get a Lucian ahead, what a mid-game culling can do to a carry's health bar. You could force a flash, you could force a summoner spell really, really easily if you get a pick there. I think as the game is still paused, we have a lot of moving parts here. We're going to take it to a quick break. When we come back, again, like we said, a lot of moving parts in this one. Should be a lot of fun to dissect the win conditions and the way this game goes on. We will be right back for the rest of Evocade versus Pain. You got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, everybody gets one. It's okay. We're back. Because I knew that was gonna happen. Like the freaking Daya Rakan Zir ban. Oh, Wiser going right in. He
Oh.
didn't take it. Oh my goodness. He didn't take Ignite. You know who did take Ignite? The Sejuani.
Okay, and that was Wiser opting to dive there. Really well played from Gigo. We touched on Ignite for Gigo, but it also means he doesn't have Flash. So I think Wiser played a little bit over aggressive. I'm going to be honest, for before I kind of actually missed what happened there because we were transitioning back, and so I'd love to get a replay.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll get a replay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. And now with that pressure, here comes Grell, gonna get himself some tasty, tasty camps. Grevthar and Dinketo running similarly kind of low on mana. Dinketo using the very, very last of it to kind of push Grevthar out. Karaoke responding in kind, though. Like you see, the map has kind of been mirrored, right? Split north-south. Here's that replay that we wanted. Let's dissect this fight here. Not able to get the Counter-Strike off, and it all kind of goes to... And Wise actually got the level up there.
Yeah, and I think that's what kind of baited him to go in on that here. What really baffles me here is Wiser opting to go in there. That to me is ridiculous. And what I want to highlight too was that Gigo hit 4 off screen. Like Wiser's playing with fire there. The moment the minion drops, Gigo is safe. So Wiser fully calculated, I guess. He thought he had the numbers right. But the other problem is you go in, you're dead. You're definitely not going to be able to get back out there. And I just don't know if you need it to do that as a Jax in this matchup.
Yeah, no, I was about to point that out. I think as Gigo gonna cover here for Dinketo a little bit, catch this wave that's about to crash. Dinketo not gonna do a ton with the amount of mana that he has. Meanwhile, B-Boy in damage. This is what you wanted to see. Stepping up. Say that 5 times fast and damaging in response. Only one summoner blown. It was B-Boy's. He's grabbing the ignite, damage grabbing the heal. Not something you traditionally see. But yeah, I think Wiser knew that was a one-way trip because if that auto does kill him, okay, it's a 1-for-1, but you get first blood, so technically you come out ahead in that matchup. All summoners blown, fine. But yeah, I think Wiser knew that was a one-way trip.
Oh,
wow.
Pain. Okay, sure. Yeah, Karaoke is gonna check it this time. Yeah, in the first place, I think Grell getting into the what? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Something about Pain makes me lose my mind a lot for my four. Like I'm a Pain fan, and I guess
I understand.
I like the Pain. But yeah. Okay. So Grell getting in there is almost illegal, by the way, because it is a Lucianami lane, right? They should have full control over this lane here, and to me, that is communication coming in from Cade Stars. The fact that they were like, okay, steps cross the push up here, at risk of getting ganked because I'm here. And I'm saying at risk of getting ganked because I don't know if Gwen, Zeri, Lulu at level 4 wins out against an Amumu Lucian Nami. That feels kind of risky to me to be going in and invading. They do get out perfectly fine, but as you can see, even whatever gains they get out of that, if they're not straight up taking a buff, nothing sticks. Any wards you put down would have been cleared. Damage was insta-clearing that. Karaoke walked in as well, cleared out the pink. Now Wiser putting himself in a bit of a pincer position to chase Girl out here.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the potential pincer falling in from a lot of angles. It's the entire top side for each team seems like on the verge of collapsing in there on the top river. Grell, though, farming all right here, but Karaoke, he's got the farm advantage up by 10, but the blasting wand does belong to Grell. It's just been that solo kill, and even calling that a solo kill feels charitable, shall we say. But coming back with a bunch of defensive items is Gigo up in the top lane, and then Wiser on the other side. He's come back with that Sheen and the Ruby Crystal. Yeah, no, and it's tough, right? For Grell, I mean, like you said, you don't want to put yourself in that situation, that 3v3 that you were describing, if nothing else, because you don't have a reliable go button, right? You don't have an Amumu into a Q ult. Man, trading very nicely uh is the bot lane, actually, to be fair, because the early damage, right, from a Lucian Nami, that does exactly what you're seeing to Steps' health bar. But
Yep.
Steps and Crastiel, they're not afraid, right? They know that Zeri can lash out the sneaky early damage as well. Same with Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
So the return damage has been actually better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and I do want to highlight the way the Lucian Zeri matchup goes. This is actually the proper move there. If you just back out the moment you see the Lucian come in, Lucian first strikes, get some chip damage, and you answer nothing back. As a Zeri, if you just unload everything immediately here, yes, you lose the trade, but at least you're still threatening damage a little bit here. Threatening to trade back damage, not actually Nami, because they're ignoring damage on that Nami to bot lane. Now, mid lane, Greftar starting to lose trades here. This is risky. Dinkido still has that Chaos Storm ready to go. There is a lot of burst potential here, and Karioka is level 6 as well. Without a cleanse, the burst damage those two can put down is absolutely nasty on a squishy target.
Yeah, they're not going to take a fight they can't win. And with no vision on where damage is, that's a riskier proposition as well. Maybe not knowing whether he was level 6 or not. Again, I think with the Hallowed Mist, it's a bit of a get out of jail free card into the tidal wave. But that tidal wave can be, again, I mean, the CC layering that you can do is just lethal. Here comes Karaoke. Now he, I think, is getting away scot-free here. Good creative pathing down into the bot lane, but I don't know if the waves are going to line up just yet.
Yeah, they've got to properly shove this one here. I think they're also kind of fishing for Crossdale if he ever steps up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
With this wave clear, look how quickly it's going down. B-Voy, level 6, has culling available. They need to make this work. Grell is taking Herald on the other side of the map. Damage is now 6. They're even calling Dinkido down.
Okay, well, there's a lot of resources. Steps and Crastiel, knowing that something's up here, they're like, my jungler is taking Herald for free. I don't know where their jungler is. I still don't know where their jungler is. They're not on Dragon. Actually, I guess they don't know that. But yeah, sensing something was fishy. Then these are these veteran Spidey senses, right? There was nothing except kind of your own vision to tell you where the enemy jungler was. But Grell felt confident enough to take that Herald pretty much uncontested. He soloed it. And so that, I think, to me said, hey, I don't know where Karaoke is, but he's not on me. So just a heads up.
Karaoke smited. I don't know if they'll be up in time. They've got to slow this dragon down, or else Griftar could look to try and snipe this Dinkido finally coming down here. And I think for a lot of that bot play was avoided because Dinkido actually moved out of lane and Griftar made the call. Oh, hold up.
Well, now we might have a little bit of a scrap here. The smite did come back up just in time. There's that flash. Oh, the CC layering. Oh, the tidal wave just misses. Greftar trying to do something in the back line, but Vivo Cade Stars having to retreat because of that Chaos Storm. Crastiel able to get out free. He wasn't level 6. That was another ultimate that maybe makes a bit of a difference, but Pain Gaming, first to that fight. It was a little sloppy from Cade Stars. All they lose is the dragon, though. Oh, Glacial Prison going to miss. The Ignite came down onto Wiser. Gigo had blood in his eyes.
Okay. Over under. Does Wiser dive? I knew he was going to do that for him. I knew it. If you dive at level 3, you're definitely going in for that one. The moment the Sejuani out and the W kind of missed there, I was just like, okay, Wiser's definitely going in for this. Part of me doesn't understand why Wiser's being so hyper aggro in this top lane. Yes, you're trading out here. He is going to cause Gigo to miss out a wave, but Wiser missed out most of that wave as well, trying to poke onto Gigo there. And yeah, I guess you get a bit of an experience advantage because you get the kill and then Gigo's dead when you drop down. But I just feel like, you know what, as a Jax, don't you just want to farm up? Like, that's more efficient, no?
Yeah, and we're seeing exactly what's going on in top lane. Damage taking a whole lot of his namesake, has to flash away. But yeah, maybe it's Gigo kind of playing the mind games, right? Maybe it's Gigo opting into some trades, going, you won't. What am I? I'm just a tank. You have a Sheen. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so weak and helpless. All I have is a pig. And Wiser maybe, not respecting what Gigo can do in response. And like you said, once that Ignite went down, I think that was the go button he was looking for. Herald going to be dropped here. Big injection of turret play gold onto 2 members there of Vivo Cade Stars. And now Karaoke up on the top side. Doesn't have the ultimate. Doesn't need it, though, because Amumu has 2 Qs. That's a whole lot of CC down. There's what you're looking for. Just get a little bit of help from your friends. Crastiel ults himself, and it's not enough. B-Voy on the board. Pain Gaming. Things clicking around along the map here.
Well, Crossyal showing his mid laner roots a little bit, trying to wander on his own. Unfortunately, you're not a mid laner this time. You are a support. Had to blow the wild growth as well. And I highlight that because it's put steps into an untenable position here. Tidal Wave is ready to go. Zeri is very mobile here, but if he gets tagged by any CC, you better believe Pain's going for the dive.
Oh, and here comes the TP now to bail out Steps. He actually handled that okay.
Yeah.
Hit level 8, got a little bit of an injection there. Looking at a replay, let's see exactly what happened. Yeah, Crastiel, he was just trying to do support things, wander up. B-Voice said, no, thank you, 100-0 in your face.
Yeah, and that to me is it's typical of people of mid laners who have swapped to support. You play enchanters, and if you're a mid laner, that is a safe rotation to make. You've got enough damage to dissuade the AD carry from going into you here. But as a support, you see how squishy you are. You're just not allowed to be roaming on your own to ward like that when your lane is being perma pushed up. And 4x4, to me, I'm actually really excited to see B-Voy make plays like that because we've not gotten to see B-Voy be that aggressive. Wiser again, thinking he's got the 1v1. This might bite him.
Oh, and now he's going to ward hop out there. Good jump there. But Wiser, he's on the wrong side of the map. These 1v1s, they're about dodging the needlework, like you said. Grell, I think, blew the last charge of that. Blew the ghost as well. Cue the music here, RMC. Let's see who wins this wild goose chase. Wiser wasting his time, 2023. There goes that CC layer and Counter-Strike. And he's just minion hopping, ward hopping away, trying to call someone down. But Greftar's got the push on mid lane, so Dinketo not going to be able to help out. Waiting for his abilities to come back up. Oh, there was a Counter-Strike. Wiser made that a lot closer than it had to be.
And I want to highlight too, Jax is best against auto attackers. He is up against a Gwen and a Sejuani, both of which are effectively casters when doing their damage here. They are spell based. So Wiser should not have enjoyed as much pressure as he did there, almost turning the tides. And there's a reason why Wiser keeps winning MVPs. And you're seeing it right there. All that pressure he drew topside is giving Pain Gaming their first turn of the game on this bot half of the map. It's also going to give them priority on this dragon in 50 seconds here.
Dinketo getting the push right back. Haven't talked a ton about this mid lane matchup. Just kind of been in fits and starts here. Grefthar, let's see if he's got enough gold to grab himself a mythic item. Dinketo, first one on it. Opting into that Leandries. These long, sustained team fights are going to be where he shines. Both of them sitting on about 400 gold worth of dead weight. But you see, speaking of gold, this looks like the CBLOL standings. You got one person 1,000 down at the bottom, one person 1,000 up at the top, and then everybody else within 1,000.
Sounds about right. And we're never quite sure who's going to win the game no matter what we look at the standings here. Even now, Pain's in a great position, right? You highlight the mid-item spikes, the fact that both of them have a tier, but Dinketo has Mythic. And we were just talking about that dragon spawning.
That's dragon time, baby.
Exactly. Kate Stars can't even look at this dragon right now. They don't have a comp to teamfight necessarily. They need Gigo to do that. Steps is not online. Grell, you've got Nashor's, great for you. That's not the team fight tool. Nashor's Gwen is split push Gwen, is dueling Gwen. If you want a team fight, you build something, like the like a mythic to come through, rather, or even Deathcap. I've seen the Deathcap rushes try and come through as well. Not the Nashor's too. So Kate Stars can't look to fight, and when you're down items as well, you're in an even worse position. Trying to answer Herald. They are flat out answering Herald. Pain has vision on this. They're just opting not to go for that. Rather than the Herald, they're just flat out taking plates and turrets.
So now it is 2 dragons to 2 heralds. Pain Gaming coming out on top. They got a bunch of early plates. They got the first tower of the game, as well as you see there on your scoreboard. Pain exerting pressure in other parts of the map, and Karaoke doing some counter jungling. Right, so it's not like they are getting nothing out of this. Like you said, hitting that item spike first is Dinketo. But Vivocade content to trade objectives for now. And I like that you pointed out kind of the itemization choice and what it might say about Grell and what he's trying to do. Because to be fair, we did talk about, look, someone's got to match Wiser in the side lanes. And this is about where you start to see, with the unleashed teleports from the top laners, you're making plays all around the map and then use the TP to get back for a team fight. So Grell, he is even on level with Wiser, right? That it would be a different story if he wasn't, but he's the guy you got to send to match.
Herald being dropped very creatively there from Kate Stars over the wall. It gets the charge off, but the turret still stands, and that's got to bite if you're a Kate Stars. Meanwhile, Wiser again in the 1v2. You mentioned Grell is equal levels, but he's not equal in terms of his pressure or what he's able to kind of put down here in this top side. Oh, never mind. As I say that, Wiser actually going to back off here, doesn't want to get dove. And you know what? His job was done. Again, Wiser, a lot of what he's doing this game is just buying time. 1, for himself to scale, and 2, for the rest of Pain to make moves. And right now, B-Boy and damage, they're making these moves that we've not seen all split long.
But this is good to see if you're a Pain fan, right? I mean, this is what you were talking about, where I went with disappointment a bit that they aren't just riding the hot hand, put damage on something like a Nautilus, right? Or the Rakan, because the Rakan wasn't actually banned away. It was Zaya
Yeah.
Azir, right? You had that open. Why mess with a good thing against a team that, okay, maybe they got a little bit momentum on their side, but this is still a 2-8 squad, right? And you reacted with optimism, and your optimism is being rewarded right now.
They're not a 2-8 squad. This Kate Stars squad is actually 1-1.
True,
Because
true, true.
Grell has changed everything for them. So I'm sticking with that here. And speaking of Grell, I actually do want to talk about Grell a little bit because we mentioned that he's got really good early game stats, right? He's really high up in goal difference at 15, really high up in kill participation, making things happen. And I don't know if Gwen was the right pick for him. You asked me what I thought about it, and I said, okay, I like the fact that he's a carry on a carry. But it didn't leverage the strengths that we saw last week here. And I think we're really visibly seeing that Grell has spent almost all his attention into the top lane when I'd have preferred that he gave it to Greftar. And now Greftar is not ahead, not in a position to help them bridge through into that mid to late game. And we're seeing it. Steps is down. They've lost all control on the bottom half of the map. Gigo, who's the only one who received ganks, is doing decently, but he's a tank and he can't influence anything. And now it feels like Kate Stars, they're firmly on the back foot. They're trading with Pain whenever they can for objectives, but they can't actually fight Pain, and Pain know it.
Yeah, the last thing you want to see at the 18-minute mark is 0-0-0 next to your Jace, right? This is your time to shine. To be fair, it's also kind of when you get the Muramana online. So, it's not like Greftar's window to be the most effective he can is gone. And you see that he is making things happen on different sides of the map. He's not a traditional just split pusher. I'm going to go by myself necessarily. Certainly not in this composition, but he's making things happen. Grell looking for the all in here onto damage. And now B-Boy separated from that. On the other side, Dinketo takes a tower. Everything goes down. Grell all gas, no breaks. I thought that could have been ugly. I thought Pain were going to collapse there.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, I was waiting for the tidal wave to come back. He had flash, he had heal ready. They were just waiting for Hallowed Mist to expire. I think the big difference was no backup coming to help him mid lane. We're seeing some action here. Why is there even TPing in? I don't know if you could ever actually have defended that turret. That turret was so low here. And Wiser burning that teleport means it's not available for Baron when that comes up in 30 seconds. And he left a pushing wave in that bot lane as well. So it's not like he got pressure. Pain caught flat-footed, and Kate Stars putting Pain to the lie that we're saying, okay, they're behind. No, they can still make proactive move. It just has to be really smart.
Yeah, that felt reactive to me, right? That felt, okay, they pushed up really far, but can we actually punish Grell? No ghost, no ult, right? Can we punish them on their way back? Weren't able to. A little late on the draw, and Vivo Cade Stars not quite get away with murder, but like you said, they are putting pressure on different parts of the map. Everyone's on about an item and a half here, and with teams on equal footing, trying to jockey for position of this third dragon, which is incredibly valuable. Neither team really opting to wait for that second item spike for this fight anyway. Looks like we are going to see a fight here. The observers are letting us know, hey, the script has been written. They're going to fight here, or at least they're going to try. As the scoreboard drops down, so does the W. And now TP coming back from Gigo. So there's your equalizing of TPs. Just kidding. Greftar has one up. The damage meters are coming out. There goes the Glacial Prison there. Onto Dinketo. Karaoke is gone. No chance to use the ultimate. That is crushing. Tidal Wave goes out to disengage. What? 5 versus 3 right now. B-Boy with that mid-game calling. Gigo actually taking a lot of damage there, given that he had a frozen heart. Actually, he was taken out a little bit beforehand. But now Vivo Cage Stars very much first purchase onto this dragon. Very good pick there. Gigo saw his window. Cage Stars punished.
And this is huge for so many reasons, 4x4, not least because Cade Stars find that win on that team fight here. But that was third Drake. That's the Drake you really want to contest. And Cade Stars shouldn't have been able to contest that. You're talking about second item power spikes. Well, B-Boy was on his 2-item power spike with that rapid fire completed, with that pickaxe, with that BF sword. It should have been Pain handily winning this one out. But Cade Stars, the pick here, just zero hesitation. And it's coming off Karaoke kind of going in a little bit and kind of getting separated from the team. I think Karaoke thinks he's tanky. You saw him go into the middle of 3. Hartley took damage, but look how quickly he goes down right there when he's actually focused by K-Stars. And with the mobility they have as well.
Race, right?
Sure, I missed what you said there.
No, it's because it's just that demonic embrace, right? You're an AP bruiser. You're not tanky.
Yeah, 100%. And we have this problem with Maokai too. And I guess Karaoke kind of forgot because again, when you tested the waters in that dive 1v3, you looked okay. Turns out Kate Stars just wasn't paying attention to you. And the mobility that Kate Stars have. We saw it from Grell hunting down damage there. We
Yeah.
saw it, with steps hopping over walls. The problem is when you look at Pain's composition here, Dinkido and Karaoke and Damage, these guys aren't mobile. They want a team fight. And so for Pain, they need to make sure they're in a position to team fight. You cannot run in the face of Kate Stars.
More items coming in now. Grefthar on that 2-item spike. I'm going to say 1 3/4 because the Mana Moon isn't quite upgraded yet. But Gigo got himself a Jack Show. That item still very strong. Jack Show, the protein shake, as I've heard it described. Can't take credit for that one. But that item is still really, really strong. All those stacking resistances. That's exactly what they need Gigo to be. Yeah, Karaoke, he didn't even get to ult in that fight. That to me was the tough part. But no, I think it's good recognition, like you said, of Grell jumping in immediately and recognizing, no, look, it's an Amumu, but like, hey, we could chew right through him. And with the two, I mean, and Grell's just going straight damage right now. He's on his way to that Rift Maker. So that'll help him out a little more in the late game. Jockeying for position over this Baron right now. I don't think either team is interested in the objective necessarily. But now with Cade Stars, yes, they're up 3 kills, but still about even in gold because of the pressure that was created in the early game all around the map. Yes, Cade Stars responded with a couple of heralds, but those both went into the mid lane and they got not nearly enough to contest or to equal the value on the other side. B-Boy now on 3 items. Meanwhile, he is fully up 50 CS. He got that solo kill early, but that's kind of all that has happened with him. But K-Star's definitely respecting the amount of damage that he could deal in a moment's notice.
Yeah, and I think that last fight kind of shows us why the teams aren't really interested in doing Baron, right? The fact is, if you look at how these compositions want to operate right now, Kate Stars wants to get a pick or get some poke down with Greftar before they find that engage, before they look for that team fight. Pain has learned that, hey, we can't actually poke you. If Dinkido steps up, if Karaoke steps up, they can get chunked. So Pain need to find the right engage. And if they mess up the engage, they're kind of dead to right. Damn it, Pain, why do you always got to prove me wrong? They are on Baron right now, and I don't think they can do it. You can see they have to peel off. Karaoke lost half his health there. And if K-Star so much as pokes their head in, they can actually wipe Pain at this Baron here. They are playing with fire, and I don't know if I'm a fan of it.
Wizer's on the other side of the map. It's a 5v4 right now, or kind of like a 4v3, if you will. Both mid laners up on the top side. Yeah, like I said, I think Pain wasn't interested in the Baron, right? Neither team really looking to take down the Baron at about the 25-minute mark. These teams just looking to start it and go, oh no, I'm taking damage from the Baron. If someone, like you said, someone just pokes their head in, I might be in trouble. Gigo gonna take down, gonna try to dissuade Wiser here. Yeah, no, Pain very much just trying to put 2 points of pressure on the map for its own sake, for the macro's sake. Baron, or a Dragon, excuse me, coming up in 45 seconds. That's probably more likely what we were seeing the next objective fought over.
Exactly. I was just going to say, and I don't think either team really wants to commit to this Baron. Pain is just trying to give space for Wiser to split push because Wiser is still that split push threat. Like we said, Grell and Greftar can't match him just yet. So he's good to push all he wants here. And B-Boy, we kind of touched on B-Boy, not having a ton of impact, right? Sitting 1-0. He won out that lane rather comprehensively, but he's not found the kills. And now his goal is to kind of just put pressure, wave clear to buy space for Wiser. It's going to come down to a game of dodgeball. Can you dodge Greftar's shock blasts? And can B-Boy land poke?
Gigo going in onto Karaoke again. If they can get the damage down onto the tank, there goes the ultimate tidal wave out as well. It splits up Cade Starts. Is it enough damage onto Karaoke? Just enough to make him flash away. No blood, no foul, but Gigo got chunked down to a sliver of his health in the process as well. Gigo with one combo, able to take Greftar effectively out of the fight. In goes Wiser. They're creating that space for Wiser. RMC not able to get in just yet, but little by little, they have blown a bunch of Vivo Cade Stars resources, and they are going to walk away with this Dragon scot-free.
Hey, we said it. Cade Stars needs to get the poke down and then find the pick here. If you just brute force and engage like that, it does not end well for you. Pain is still really strong with the team fight. Cade Stars, you got to play dodgeball here. Grell will be perfectly safe. And huge win for Pain Gaming. They are now at soul point here. 5 minutes time on that Dragon, on that soul here. I think Pain will still be the stronger team fighting team at that point in time. And look at this as well 4x4. It's given Wiser permission to go kind of down to that bot side, get that inner turret. Now the question is, can he get back up? Steps and Crossdale closing in.
Now let's see here. Steps is someone we haven't seen a ton of. Zeri doing Zeri things. Can he get out of this counter strike? Oh, just got the edge of it. Crastiel trying to help over the wall there, get himself a shield. Think it would have been okay without it, but grab yourself an assist, my friend. You have done well. And now here comes the TP across the map. Painter in trouble here. You need 2 points of pressure to make it worth it. Karaoke mowed down by the big purple worm. It is now 2 kills, unnecessarily given up. Cade Stars, and they're going to get not only the kills, but they got purchase onto Baron now. Not as much poke on the Pain Gaming side. Can't contest us quite as easily. Crastiel playing bodyguard a little bit. Steps, damage over the wall. They've got a couple points of pressure here. Damage has the tidal wave. They've got a couple tools to try to maybe clean up Cade Stars, but no jungler and no smite. This is about winning the fight. Tidal wave goes in. The field goal is good. Grell able to mop up the Baron. Steps almost taken down. Wild growth onto Grevthar. Come on, man, get in there. Oh, Steps with the lightning crash, getting himself a kill. Steps on the board as well. And Vivo Cade Stars walk away the victors in a sloppy series of events all over Summoner's Rift.
4x4 Pain, just living up to the name again. I know Amumu's lore is just that he wants to make friends. Well, Karaoke, listen up. Baron is not your friend. Stop going to it. He's not tanky. And I understand that Pain was like, okay, Wiser pulled 3 members bot. Great, really good. But look at which 3 members were on that bot side, right? Steps being one of them was a major issue. Teleport was available as well for Gigo. So this looks like you've got, a 4v2 situation. No, at best, it's a 4v3. Throw in Baron, it's a 4v4. Throw in Steps getting there, and it becomes a 5v4. And Pain, yeah, it just doesn't work. And I understand that, hey, they were looking to try and clean up things in the back end. B-Voice culling just came up at this moment, and he was looking for it. But even if you want to do that, let B-Voy go in on his own. At best, he trades 1 for 2, maybe 1 for 1 here. But anybody goes in with B-Voy at that point, you've got damage there. You've got Dengela. Like, they don't have enough mobility to get back out. And you're not going to be able to find 3 to make things equal. Just not worth from Pain. Now they're dealing with a Baron power push here from the Cade Stars, a team with better poke than you. It's going to be really, really tough.
Slowly putting pressure on one side of the map. Yeah, with that Baron push, Grevthar now joining from the mid lane. Oh, goes down there onto Karaoke. We've seen that so many times. And now, the Hallowed Mist completely negated the Q back in. That was your window. Karaoke saw it, but Grell, very quick on the reaction. He saw that coming. That's not a play you can react to just on reaction. You have to know that is what's going to be coming.
Yeah, he was sat ready and waiting. We touched on the fact that, hey, Grell can sort of ignore the engage that comes through from damage, can ignore the culling from Bevo. Yeah, he can also ignore the engage coming through from Karaoke here. So just losing, the 1 turret in that bot side, the inner, not the end of the world. Did they actually lose the inner mid turret? I believe they might have during the replay as well. Not the end of the world for Pain Gaming, but it certainly hurts. And remember, we were talking earlier about that soul, and Pain might still be the stronger team fight team. If you give over Baron like that with the goal difference, I don't know if that's true anymore 4x4. And I feel like the next Dragon fight might decide things, because if Cade Stars can win at that point, then I think they're in a great position. Like we said, they've got better siege, better push, and they can win at Baron once again. Whereas Pain Gaming, the problem with team fight teams is that you kind of have to team fight. And if you're behind on team fights, what more do you do? Split push. That becomes their only option. And the game then goes solely onto Wiser's back. He's done it before, but it's a lot to ask of one man.
I was going to say, to be fair, if that is the way the game goes, Pain as a team and as a set of 5 champions are relatively well equipped to do that. But I agree with you. That's not a position you want to find yourself in, because like you said, you're a team fighting team. You've negated completely one of your strengths. Oh, Karaoke getting hit with another Glacial Storm here, fighting in tight angles. The ult goes down, but there's not enough room to follow up for Pain Gaming. Karaoke, the sacrificial lamb again. Wiser on the other side, looking for potential flank in here. They're not going to secure Soul. Like you said, RMC, with the Baron push, Pain aren't even going to get a chance to team fight on even terms because of the pressure on the other sides of the map, on the waves around it. Pain are now fighting into a team that can do just that. Grevthar throwing out so much damage. Zeri can throw out damage over a wall. Grell looking for a potential follow-up here from Gigo. Not going to have his ultimate
Color?
up. There goes the damage. And now actually the
Oh,
health bar is taken very low. Gigo going to survive.
still
Greftar,
alive?
oh, gets rooted down and stolen.
No,
Oh
B-Boy!
my goodness. B-Boy might have just saved the game for Pain and a shutdown onto Wiser. It all went wrong after going so right for Cade Stars.
Oh my god, I'm sweating right now for you can't see me on cams, but I am sweating. And for all that B-Boy's been a sheep for the first round robin, he is now a goat in the second round robin. They're stealing away the dragon massive. That is so for Pain Gaming, and I think that actually really helped them with that particular fight here. And Pain Gaming, it's kind of odd. You see them throwing themselves at this 4v5. It feels like it's a desperation move, and I want to highlight the fact that at this point, Cade Stars only has one dragon. It doesn't feel that critical, but Pain know that if they lose here, it spells bad news for them. So they are forcing the fight onto this. They don't care if they lose the dragon. They need to find kills and they need to show that their team fight is still stronger. And B-Voy, despite having only that one kill at the beginning of that fight here, is still doing a ton of work. Lord Dominic's regards completed as well. Gigo might be tanky, but even he will go down to the culling at this point.
I mean, this is exactly where you want to fight. I mean, on this Lucian, yeah, he's not your traditional hyperscaler, but these 4 items right now into this composition feel so good. That was a that was a gutsy call by Pain going in there with a numbers disadvantage without your true tank, without Karaoke in there. But that was a really good stopwatch as well by Wiser, right? He knew that he was going to be the front line. What do you do as a front line? You buy time. And that's exactly what he was able to do. And the damage as well from Dinketo. It was just way too much. Karaoke not going to find the bandage toss, goes over the wall.
Oh.
And now in he goes. Steps, gets a lightning crash down. Karaoke taking a lot of damage again. He has the ultimate, but double kill there for Steps. Now looking to re-engage here. Dinketo and B-Boy taken out of the fight. Wild Growth going to buy Steps a little more time. Gigo trying there for the follow-up. Greftar can't get through. The good W there from Dinketo is going to dissuade him from getting into that tight space. Cade will fall. Gigo down. So tanky, like you said. But even Lord Dominic sends his regards. You do not refuse. Polymorph down. Both these teams at half health bars all across the map. Baron up. Everyone's headed back to their bases. RMC, this has been a weird one. This has been a fun one, man.
It has. It's actually really funny watching how that fight broke out because at the start of it, I didn't think Cade Stars was going to win. Karaoke has now completed his protein shake, so he's starting to get jacked up and tanky enough to survive here. But, you know, damage just got burst down so quickly again at the beginning of the fight. And it's just like, oh, okay, you know, maybe it's not going to end well for Pain. And then their carries keep surviving. And as much as I want to talk composition and macro here 4x4, it's coming down to just hands right now. And B-Boy, Dinketo, Wiser and B-Boy specifically, the Koreans for Pain Gaming right now, are keeping this game alive. And for Cade Stars, Grell is popping off here. Quiet early game, but we're seeing about that carry on a carry right now, right? The Gwen for Grell is the one forcing up, is following up on Gigo when no one else can with that Hallowed Mist. And if he's not threatening B-Boy, B-Boy would just be running all over Cade Stars right now.
That LDR, man, that's doing so much work, right? You could dump a calling into just about anyone except Gigo, unless you have the items that B-Boy is on. And he's being very shifty on this Lucian as well, using the kit to its fullest potential. Looking for the number disadvantage there. Damage is down, but the tidal wave went out. Oh, that actually didn't do quite as much as you thought. Steps actually looking for a cheeky flank there. He might go down, but he's going to get a couple kills on his way out. He's surviving. Is he thriving? Dinketo going to mow him down. That is so much magic damage. Shut down for him. Wiser trying to buy time, but Dinketo. This is the mid laner you were looking for, Pain Gaming. Grell trying to make him go down. It is a bloodbath in the top lane. River Dinketo, so much work in that fight after B-Boy went down. Wiser, if he's got his abilities back up, he might be able to combo himself out of this one, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Thankfully, he's on the right side of the map, able to get away. Grell with no ghost is not going to catch this man. Whoo, my heart rate.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Wiser might not have done the most damage in the fight. Dinketo actually did that. Most of Cade Stars sat in the middle of that Chaos Storm, desperately trying to kill B-Boy. But I feel like the unsung heroes of this match were Wiser. Well, we sung his praises. I can't believe he survived. Like, he was so low, and I think Grell was just like, oh, Greftar, you got this, right? And Greftar's like, I got this. 1 second later, I don't got this. Wiser just ripped them to pieces. And Steps' flank on that Zeri was disgusting. We talked about B-Boy's damage there. Well, Steps managed to find B-Boy after B-Boy just unloaded all his spells, had nothing in the tank there, and just ripped him apart. And then after B-Boy was down, Steps felt so much safer to step up. Unfortunately, he stepped right into the Chaos Storm. But up to that moment, it looked really good.
Yeah, no, Dinketo, he played that exactly how you want your Victor to play those fights in that specific part of the map, right? His W's have been very good, just zoning off everybody in tight spaces. You throw down the Chaos Storm. Gigo looking for karaoke again. Grevthar laying down the damage. Weiser's on the other side here, caught between a rock and a hard place. Our Vivo K-Stars. We saw this just 30 seconds ago. Did we not, RMC? Weiser going to try to buy time. There's that stopwatch. Karaoke, you've got a chance, brother. You got to hit your banish toss. He just got a range. He can't get the ult down, but B-Boy gets enough damage down. Steps, able to get another kill. There goes that big Amumu ultimate you wanted. There's a follow-up there. It looks like it might be. That is so much damage. Dinketo, B-Boy, these are your late game carries. Paid Gaming finally get the fight they were looking for. At Infernal Soul might have put him over the edge. And somehow, RMC, Grell still hasn't died.
It feels like it's just Grell versus Weiser. It feels like here. Grell, the lone survivor. Once again, the Hallowed Mist is doing so much work, but Weiser, K-Stars threw everything in the kitchen sink, and Weiser bought so much time for his team. Yes, he goes down, but it's the story of the game. You killed Weiser. You went for Weiser. At what cost here? It might cost him the entire game. Grell, he's doing a lot to try and hold this. Hallowed Mist is about to go down, though, and thankfully he cleared the minions in time. Oh, B-Boy. He took both turns.
Man, yeah, B-Boy and Karaoke sitting on like a combined 500 HP.
They need a base now. They need to reset right now. Elder is up. Baron is up. And the death timers are single digits for K-Stars right now. They're trying to lifesteal here. I don't know if this is going to be enough here. Karaoke is the jungler, and Grell is single-handedly pushing them back. TP from, I believe it's Grell. Are coming in there.
I can't believe after all this, we still get treated to an Elder fight. CBLOL, you shouldn't have. You're too kind. I cannot believe this game is still in the balance. Gigo walking into utter darkness. Over the wall, Karaoke. He's got everything. His ultimate's going to be back off cooldown in just a little bit here. He's got the flash up. He's got 2 Qs up. B-Boy dumps a ton of damage into Crastio. Culling over the wall. Karaoke out of the fight. Gigo going down. 2 tanks down. K-Stars are getting wiped off the map. Karaoke didn't have to do everything because the damage was just too much. Oh! Finally, you see the team fight prowess. Finally, you see on back-to-back fights. This is how the game was supposed to go for Pain Gaming. Dinketo and B-Boy. This looks like a much more well-oiled machine. It was a sloppy one. K-Stars gave them everything it could handle. You see on the bottom left of your screen how crushed Grell is. They were that close. But after back-to-back aces, Pain Gaming going to walk away the victors in this one. Wow. Gosh, there are no moral victories. All that matters are wins and losses. But K-Stars